Jenna. 11 with Jenna. 11 with Jenna. 11 with Jenna. With Jenna. 11 with Jenna. Right now. 11 with Jenna. With Jenna. It's 11.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Thursday. Woo! Alarms going off February 3rd. Turn off all alarms, please. My name is Jenna. This is 11:11 with Jenna. I am here 7 days, 7 nights, 14 times a week. That's right, that's right, that's right. I got the hot water going. Got the smoothie rolling. I'm excited to go out and shovel some snow. What? Did I say that? Yeah, that was just a joke. But I am going to make this a public show so that every single one of you that are watching it can share the show and share the love with your friends, because we have a good time here. We have a great time here on 11:11 with Jenna. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. And I am going to make a note and make a post. And I'm here every day, every night at 11:11 a.m. and p.m. Eastern Time. Why Eastern? Because, well, it just works. Because if I did it if I wanted to start, it just works out better, because it's kind of a nice early morning for us Western folks, but it's a nice, I couldn't go any earlier. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I'm just doing a little, I have to do some work where I do a post and then I share it on my business page, because, you know, it is a business. And that's just the way we roll. Yeah, if I did it earlier, then it would be even earlier for people on the islands. You know what I'm saying? Oops, I did it wrong. Oops. Oops. Lisa is active now. Good morning, Lisa. How are you? Share to a page. Thursday. It's a beautiful day. I know. But I meant to put it in a different place. I put it in my business page. Because like I said, we're doing business tonight. Tonight's business? What's tonight's business? Tonight's business. Hello, Jill Knight. Oh, I know. The Hotel Utah in San Francisco is closing. Not cool. Who knows what they're going to do with it? I mean, it's been there a long time, so I understand why. But, I mean, I don't understand why, but San Francisco isn't San Francisco anymore, so I understand that quite a bit. So I'm just making sure, since I can do this right now. Wow. Okay, this is the day that this happened. The day the music died on February 3rd, 1959. American rock and roll musicians Buddy Holly, Ritchie Valens, and the Big Bopper, J.P. Richardson, were killed in a plane crash. The event, which became known as the day the music died, has been featured in several songs and films. Yeah. Yeah. Hi there. Hi there. Yeah. Oh, Tuesday night was great. Tuesday nights with Andy are always great. Tonight, what's happening tonight? Gina Melita's going to be in the house. We do. We dig. Far out. Yes, I do. Dig. Deep. And check it out now, what's happening. Ladies and gentlemen. Michael Kiel in the house. I'm changing Good morning. Hi there.
Hello.
What's happening?
Not, it's cold.
Aw, poor thing. Poor thing. I'm going to share this on your page. I need everyone. I'm going to ask you to do this too. If you're ever on the show, if you could please share the show on your page and let your friends know that you're going to be here. Oh, that's not what I meant. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to share this to, how do I get it to a different page? How do I get it to share? Oh, share it to a page. Send in Messenger, share to a page, and that's not whose page I want. I want friends timeline. And how are you doing? What's going on? Tell us. Are you frozen? Michael is frozen. Bummer.
It was wonderful. No. You're frozen.
You froze for a bit.
Yeah. Now you're back. You did too.
What's going on? Why don't you hang up and start over? It's the best way to do it. It's just what works. I'll be patient. I'm here. Come on, Michael. Come on, Michael. Oh, that's cute. Well, I think he's going to come back. One comment and 5 share. Good morning, Mama Grace. How are you? Jump back on, Michael. Ladies and gentlemen, let's try this again. Michael Kiel. Hi, Mike Clark. What's happening? When are you coming back to hang out with us? It's a Mike Day. Mike Clark in New York, Michael Kiel in Merced. Oh, aren't they fun? You know, February, celebrating Lillian's birthday. Lillian was born on Valentine's Day. Mike Clark, come back and hang out with us. Hello, Michael Kiel. And he's frozen again. Maybe we could try it. Can't hear, and you're frozen again. There you are. Not as much as you, but I am. I need to hang. We need to talk. Mr. Clark. Tonight, my friend Jenna Mammina is going to be here. We are going to make truffle popcorn. I have some organic corn. I have some groovy truffle oil. Tomorrow morning, Armando Ortega. And there's Michael Kiel.
Are we working now?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
Yes, we are. What's going on? What's happening?
So last Friday I had my sleep study in Fresno. And that was wonderful. Not.
Tell us about it. Grace has had that. Grace has done the sleep study.
Yeah, well, they put these wires all over you and they tell you to go to sleep. Well, you got all these wires hanging off of you.
Right.
And the mattress is like top notch garbage. And you have to try and go to sleep. And this was like a baseline sleep study. So I started out with no oxygen and no CPAP, and I'm supposed to try and go to sleep. Yeah, well, that didn't work. And so finally, after an hour or two, I had no idea what time it was. He finally came in and put me on the CPAP, and then he had the settings real low. So I was still starving for air. And then finally, it got to a point where I could actually fall asleep. And I slept for, I don't know, however many hours. And then I woke up with, there was so much pressure, I couldn't get a seal on the mask. So I'm holding the mask on my face, and my back's hurting, and I got to pee. So
They wouldn't
finally,
get up to go to the bathroom?
huh?
You can't get up to go to the bathroom?
Well, you're all wired up to everything, so they have them come in and disconnect you to go. And by then I was done. It was about four in the morning, and I told him, "Okay, I'm done." He says, "We got enough data, you can go." So got dressed and left and went home. That was the night we were supposed to hook up with Julie,
Oh
but
no.
she wasn't feeling good, so she took a rain check. So we tried to go to the restaurant we were going to go to. They were closed. We tried to go to another restaurant that my wife wanted to go to, and that was an hour wait, and we only had an hour before I had to go do the study. So we picked the third place, and there was one guy. It was a sushi place, Bluefin Sushi. There was one guy making sushi, and the other guy was running his butt off trying to serve everybody on a Saturday night.
Mm.
And I didn't see any other people there, so I was going like, "What is up with this?" So we ended up not going to dinner. She went to Chick-fil-A, and I went to the clinic. So
Oh.
yeah, so date night, I'm gonna have to make up.
Huh. So you were trying to do a date night on the night that you were in a sleep study. I
Well,
remember Grace came home at like 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning, something like that.
yeah, we were gonna. Well, we originally were gonna hook up with Julie, so that would have been a nice gathering and a nice outing, but we didn't make it. So
Well, that you definitely have to make up.
yeah, yeah, well, I'll make it up to her. Yeah, especially since she went out and bought me 2 new tires yesterday.
Tires?
Tires for my truck, not cheap.
My bad.
Yeah.
Are you a
So
popcorn guy?
yeah, but I'm kind of backing off of it because it gets stuck in my teeth. I don't have many teeth left, so
I love popcorn. We're going to make popcorn on the show tonight with Chef Gina.
ah,
Mm.
okay.
I think I'm pretty good at it, but it's always good to learn a tip from a chef,
Yeah,
from a fancy chef like Gina. But
yeah. I watch chefs all the time.
sorry,
I watch chefs all the time.
she's a good one to watch. She teaches chefs.
Oh
So
wow.
yeah, she
Yeah.
did. She was an instructor for many years. We'll go if you're around tonight, jump on the show. Um,
Yeah.
any good meals this week? Speaking of chefs, so when you're watching, what kind of shows do you like to watch, chef wise?
Well, I'm addicted to Food Network and the Cooking Channel. One of my favorite shows is America's Worst Cooks.
I've never watched that. I want to watch that.
My goodness, it's funny as hell.
Are
I
they
don't know.
really as bad as they look? As they
Oh
um,
yeah, worse. I mean, you sit there, you scratch your head, you go, "How did they figure that went together?" Or whatever. I mean, there's some really wild stuff. There's 13 seasons of it.
oh, we'll
So
check it out. So it's probably all on. You can jump on and start from the very first.
yeah, it's hilarious. I mean, I'm
It's
sitting
with the
there.
woman with all that with the hair, right?
Yeah,
The
Ann
blonde hair.
Burrell. Ann Burrell, and she brings in all these other chefs to go against her, and they can't believe how bad it is. They even had Alton Brown on there, and Alton Brown was about ready to pull what little bit of hair he has left out.
Ooh, because he's such a perfectionist.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm a chopped girl myself. I love Chopped.
Yeah, I watch Chopped every now and then. The other one I like is with Alpha Brown is the one where he sabotages the cooks. Uh, Cutthroat Kitchen.
Oh, I've not seen.
Oh, he comes up with some doozies. Basically, you start with 4 chefs, and they get so much money, and they bid on these sabotages, which they have to pick the other 1 or 2 chefs that have to use the sabotage to cook the meal, and then after they get done, they have guest chefs come in and do a blind taste test on whatever the meal's supposed to be.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's another interesting one.
What's it
I
called
never,
again?
I
Cutthroat.
think it's Cutthroat Kitchen, I think. Yeah, with Alta Brown as a host.
I think he's great. I've always learned something from him for sure.
Yeah, and of course, Good Eats. You always watch that. Another one is like Andrew Zimmern. He used to eat all the weird stuff,
Right. He has a
but
different show now?
say again.
Does he have a different show?
He's on the Magnolia Network now with
Magnolia.
was it Sunday Dinner? And he goes to different people's houses for Sunday dinner, where they have big family gatherings and whatnot. Everybody's cooking and whatnot. So that's been pretty interesting. I've been following that for a while.
Did you see the t-shirts?
Yeah, you don't have them in my size though.
Well, you can order one in your size.
No,
Yeah.
we'll talk about that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. We had big Sunday dinners at my grandmother's every Sunday for most of my early lifetime. There would
yeah, we
be
do too.
like 30 of us there, and she'd always forget some food. She'd go, "I forgot the roast beef." It's like, "We're okay, Nana. We had chicken and pork, and sometimes there would be so much food that you would just put it on the chair next to you. Here, I'm just put this on this chair and hold the
Yeah, it
oh,
sounds like dinners.
always."
Yeah, we used to have Sunday dinner with my grandma.
Where did she live?
Uh, well, she lived across the street from you for a while,
She lived in
but
the
yeah, she used to live on 39th Street in Oakland.
oh,
That
39th
was
and what?
39th between Adeline and Market,
Hmm. I
right on
lived
the.
at 28th, so I know that area pretty well.
Wow, we just paralleled everywhere, didn't
28th and Louise.
we? Okay,
Yeah,
yeah. So
we followed each other around.
uh,
What were her specialties?
oh, she made a killer spaghetti. She would make the spaghetti like you traditionally would make it with hamburger meat, and I don't know how she made the sauce, or she bought the sauce, or what, but the sauce was great. And then she'd bake it in a casserole dish.
Mm, baked
Oh,
pasta is so good.
I could not stop eating it.
Baked
Every time
pasta,
we have spaghetti, I always walk away from the table full and a stomachache.
so
I
good.
just couldn't stop eating
Rich. Hey,
it.
Cashew. Rich and Cashew are on. We got a California hang this morning. Well, we had New York too. Mike Clark was on for a minute. Mike Clark is also from the Bay Area. He's from Hayward originally, but he lives in New York. Good morning. Um, I always think, I mean, your grandmother knew Mrs. Hoover, my first landlord in California,
Yeah,
Mary and Bill Hoover. I loved them so much. I think about her a lot. Buried in snow, no more than yesterday, but enough. It snowed
yeah,
about this much more last night, so it made it pretty. It looks like powdered sugar. It's just looks like it's just so even and pretty, and the trees look pretty, and gotta gotta go with it while I'm
yeah.
here. It's what I'm doing.
Yeah, yesterday was pretty clear. I forgot to look towards Yosemite to see if I could see Half Dome.
Are you able to usually from your house?
On a clear day, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, you know where Castle is?
Yeah,
Castle Airport?
sure do.
Yeah. If you look that direction, you can see Half Dome if it's clear enough.
My hope is that when you and Julie meet up finally, that my cousin Helen comes along. She lives in Corsgold,
Oh, okay.
and that's Helen is how I met Julie.
Ah, okay.
Helen and Damon. She's been on the show in the early days. She cooked on the show a couple of times. I'd love to cook with you sometime. What are you going to be making next after when you wake up today? Will you be making something dinner wise?
Probably not because I'm only up for a couple hours. So if there's any, she had these real thin pork chops that I cooked up the day before yesterday. I'll probably eat those and then do some work on the computer and then go back to bed.
How did she how did you prepare the chops?
Salt, pepper, and then fried them in a cast iron skillet. It only takes a minute. I mean, they were paper thin, maybe quarter of an inch thick, so that didn't
And
take
what do you
long.
serve with them?
Uh, I didn't.
Just take the chops?
Basically, just eat the chops or
No applesauce, pork chops and applesauce.
no pork chops and applesauce.
Some
I
people
don't
do.
think I don't even think we have any applesauce.
Are you a gadget guy? Do you like air fryer and instant cook and all that stuff? Or you just use your tried and true cast iron? We have three different cast irons and then I have a couple up here. He's gone again.
Are you there? Say something.
Yes.
Okay. Now I had a call come in and interrupted, so I missed everything you said.
I asked if you had any gadgets in the kitchen that you liked working with. Air fryer, Instacook. Because I'm a cast iron girl too, but just curious how
She
you roll.
has she has the Instacook and the air fryer. I don't use them. I haven't
Oh, not even to
bothered.
toast?
Nope, I haven't even bothered with them. I use the toaster oven uh, and pots and pans. That's about it. Basic. Maybe I'll use a crock pot.
I like the
But
crock pot on occasion.
my thing is my kettle barbecue outside. I'm working on putting together my offset smoker, and I got a grill that I'm working on. So once the weather warms up, I can get back out there with my
What
welder
was the first thing? A kettle what?
kettle, Weber kettle.
Oh,
That's
what's
what I've
that?
done.
I know what a Weber is. What's a Weber kettle?
It's the same thing.
Oh, okay.
Weber has grills also, so to differentiate between the grill and the kettle.
There's a kettle.
Kettle is the one you put the briquettes in,
Uh-huh.
and
The
it's like,
round thing.
yeah. Whereas the grill is more box-like.
Oh, and I grew up with the kettle. So apparently there's a Ninja indoor grill, does it all. Fries, roasts, bakes, dehydrates, and most importantly, grills. I have a Ninja air fryer that does all of that, but I don't know if it grills.
Yeah, she's got a George Foreman grill too, so she'll use that.
Oh,
So,
Ninja indoor grill. Yeah, I dehydrated the other day. I used to have a separate dehydrator, but
yeah, lately I've been looking up how to make toffee and fudge. So that's probably
lots of
what I'll
different
do.
ways that people do the fudge thing.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of different videos. So I'm gonna
What way are you going? What do you think?
YouTube. Um, Old school.
Like
I like doing it the old school way.
like sugar and cocoa and
Yeah,
carob syrup on the stove?
yeah, yeah. Do it that way. I don't think my grandmother ever made candy per se. My sister does.
Is your sister in Oakland?
Yes. Oh, Berkeley. She lives in the house my grandmother used to,
Oh,
the front house.
on
Yeah,
Carlton Street still?
yeah. And I had my youngest sister. She was living in the back. She just moved to
They're
Texas.
still on Carlton?
Yes,
1214 or 12, what would it be? 12.
12, 14, 12, 12.
I was 1215 and 1217.
Yeah, 12, 14 is the front one.
Oh, I was 1215 and then at 1217, but I was in the back. Gene Doak, Carl Doak still lives there, and their son, Khalid.
Yeah, nice
Crazy.
neighborhoods. Not much going on there, so nice and quiet. Then you go 2 blocks in one direction or the other, it gets wild and crazy. You
Yeah.
got San Pablo Park a couple of blocks away. So
I was living there when Ruthie's was open.
yeah, yeah.
Was Ruthie's there when you were a kid?
Well, high school.
Because Ruthie's was a punk bar when I was there.
Is that in the 80s?
Late 80s, 86.
Yeah.
Total punk bar. Total, like I'd have to climb over people partying in my yard.
Now, was that before or after the fire?
Oh, it was before.
Oh, okay.
I mean, there were like people were doing shooting up heroin in my yard.
Wow.
Yeah, it was deep, but it was really great rent.
Yeah.
The rent was super cheap, and I had Mrs. Hoover, and then a woman that lived across the street from me, Melanie, Mel. She had the house next to you with the big garden in the front.
Yeah.
Like there must have been a house there at one point because her house was way back.
But it wasn't there as far as when I lived
Okay,
there.
so Mel lived there, so she was there, and Mrs. Hoover was there, and then and Jean was next door. So I always felt, I was fine. It's
Yeah.
when I moved to North Berkeley that things got sketchy.
Yeah. Yeah. Seems like if you're in South Berkeley, things would get sketchy because it's close to Oakland.
No,
But
it got
North
sketchy in
Berkeley,
North Berkeley.
huh? Weird.
Yep, we'll talk about it sometime.
Well, that's moving closer to Richmond too. So
Yeah. Oh, what time is it? Oh, I got it. I have a meeting I have to go to. Well, I have to switch off here. Um, wow, at 11:45, so I have a couple minutes. I'm happy that you were here. I hope on this Sunday I have another nurse coming on. My friend Leanne Mackey Bartz is going to be here.
yep.
I'm excited about that.
Glad you mentioned that. Well, you'll be happy to know I got the booster.
You did.
Yeah, they forced my hand.
What'd they say?
It's get the booster or file the exemption or not work.
And that's your business, not who you work for, not the people I know that you work for. That wasn't them. It was your
Oh,
actual.
that wasn't them. That was the actual company. Yeah.
I was never a vaccine person, but
Well, my whole thing was, I don't mind the vaccine. That's not an issue for me. The issue I have is them forcing you to do it. You not having a choice to do it or not to do it. That's where I have an issue.
and hopefully it will keep you out of the hospital.
Well, I've been in the hospital, so
I know. I don't want to do this show from the hospital with you anymore.
yeah. Well, I'm not going back to the hospital.
How did you feel when you had the shot?
I don't know. Do you see the scales? See my tail in the background?
Is that what you're concerned about?
Nah.
Do you not believe in, I mean, you're a science guy, you're a nurse.
Yeah. And
So
I
you
believe
just didn't want to get it because you didn't want to be forced to get it, but you believe in the science behind the vaccine.
yes and no. The jury's out on that. There's a lot of things going. There's arguments both ways,
Sure.
and compelling arguments. But my biggest issue with it is being forced to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Is your
about all.
family, are people in your family boosted?
Yeah,
So you were just being that rebel Berkeley guy.
always
Yeah, I get it.
question authority, man.
Amen. Do you go to those Berkeley reunions when they do the all school Berkeley reunions?
Yeah, I try to get to them. Yeah, we had. See, I think the last one was 3 years ago,
Yeah.
and we're going to be coming up on our 50th high school reunion pretty soon. So
What year did you graduate?
74. That was the best year.
I'm sure Stan was near you. Stan Franks. Do you have your yearbook still?
No, I lost those, and I lost some with my storage unit. I lost some with the fire. I had one stolen, so I don't have any yearbooks anymore.
I've lost my things in storage. It's like a fire.
Yeah, yeah.
I get it. Well, I'm so happy that you were here. Do you have a letter for me?
Uh, G for
G,
grace, for
G,
grace.
G for Mama Grace. Yes, G, G, G with a beautiful face. I say, I'm happy that you're here, oh Mama G. And Michael Kiel, I'm so glad that you are here today and that you question authority all the time. That's me too, that's the way we are because we're Carlton kids. Oh, yes, we are Carlton kids. Oh, my goodness, I hope you rest well. And please say hello to my peeps over there. Oh, yes, give them a hug from me, please. Oh, yeah, and Mama Grace, please don't sneeze, because when you do, Mama Grace sneezes 9, 10, or 11 times. Oh, yes, she does. Oh, my, oh, yes, she does. But when those G's are there, always have guessing thoughts, glorious words, and always, always have a gracious and grateful heart. I'm grateful for you. Thank you, Michael Kiel. And I hope that all of you have a beautiful day.
Bravo.
Aw, thank you. Love
Thank
hard.
you. Real hard.